What's good? What's good? I am back. Yours truly, the one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett podcast. As you see, I'm doing things differently now. Now I'm going to plug my intro in at the beginning of my StreamYard instead of putting in my Adobe Premiere Pro and adding my intro there. So everything will kind of be on even kill. Before we get started, let me give you a message from our sponsors.
Your one-stop shop for all music promotion services. Services include Spotify playlist pitching, YouTube video promotion, record pool promotion, blog placements, radio airplay promotion, SoundCloud promotion, and much more. With over 2,000 customers and over 10 years of experience in online promotion, Promo Palace LLC is a company you can trust. For more info, please go to promopalace.biz. See you there.
And of course, I gotta shout out Dizzle Brand.
That Dizzle ain't no joke, got me addicted, ain't no coke. Let's just have a toast. Anybody want some smoke? Cause it's up, I be Dizzled up. Catch me sipping with my double cup. Can't just have one, you gotta double up. You pour it, gotta watch it bubble up. I ain't gon' lie, I cannot get enough. When Callie said I need another one, gon' have you coming back for more. But go get it while it's hot, before it be sold out in your stores. That Dizzle.
That was DizzleBrand.com. Check them out. You go order the bottles online. Go to our locations or DizzleBrand.com. The 3 top links is on our links. Plus, they got Dizzle Brand merchandise, hats, t-shirts, and hoodies. And also, the commercial before that was Promo Palace LLC. If you need marketing promotions, check out promopalace.biz. All right, so let me pull up NBA scores from last night. A lot of scores to go over. Philly beat Indiana Pacers. Cleveland lost to the Orlando Magic. Brooklyn beat Houston. Miami waxed my Charlotte Hornets. The Hawks lost to the Raptors. The Bucks beat the Bulls. Wizards beat the T-Wolves. OKC beat Portland. San Antonio beat Denver, locked their spot up in the final play-in. And Memphis lost to Utah. New Orleans Pelicans beat the Kings. And Lakers lost to the Sixers and definitely are out the playoffs as we speak. Let me pull up some of these standings. Let me give you Paul's power picks for the Paul Pickett podcast. I'm gonna go with number 1. I'm going with the Phoenix Suns. Number 2, I'm going with the Miami Heat. Number 3, I'm going with the Milwaukee Bucks. Number 4, I'm going with the Boston Celtics. And number 5, I'm going with the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies. Yes, that is definitely my top 5 for Paul's power picks on the Paul Pickett podcast, aka Triple P, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and more. The playoffs, the play-in is already solidified. You got Charlotte, Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Cleveland on the East, and that's going to be the teams definitely. And then in the West, you got Minnesota, Clippers, Pelicans, and San Antonio. I'm going to say in the West, I'm going with the Pelicans and the T-Wolves for the final playoff spots. And with the East, I'm going with the 7th and 8th seeds like they are right now, Cleveland and Brooklyn. I'm going with Cleveland and Brooklyn as my final 2 play-in slots. There's a lot of teams. I mean, like, Portland is going to have to make some major decisions on the offseason. Sacramento, the Lakers. I like where the Pelicans are at. Zion comes back. I like where the Pelicans are at. Zion, Brandon Ingram, and CJ McCollum. with Devontae Graham. That's a nice little 4. Shouldn't really hurt for scoring at all. Utah's going to have to make some decisions at offseason. They're going to have to definitely make some moves. Dallas, I like where Dallas is at. Like, they just really need to bring in one really legit all-star player, I think, with Luka. Just one legit all-star player, and they're good to go. In the East, the Wizards need to make some big decisions. Hornets, we need to try to get a big man. I mean, LaMelo, I didn't like LaMelo coming out publicly saying that we need a big man. You should have waited off season or something. He threw your center under the bus. Because all due respect, Miles Plumlee has played a hell of a lot better than Cody Zeller has for the last couple of years. And that's why we got rid of Cody Zeller. But Miles Plumlee isn't really, not Miles, but Mason Plumlee. My bad. Mason Plumlee isn't really a starting center in the NBA. He's really more of a backup. I think Brooklyn Nets need to make some big decisions in offseason with Kyrie and Ben Simmons. The Bulls could just run it back. They could tweak a couple things. Pacers need to make some tweaks. I don't know what the Knicks are doing at all. Pistons are in a good position. They got Cade Cunningham, and they're going to get another good high draft pick. Orlando Magic, I don't know what's going on. They're just drafting guards, and none of them are working out. Denver's in a good position. Jamal Murray's been out. So Jamal Murray comes back. This team is probably like 3 or 4. Clippers, I don't know what they're like. Kawhi, they got to make some big decisions with Kawhi and Paul George. They really do. They really, 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 really do. All right, before I get into a topic, don't forget that the video version of my podcast goes to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, Rumble, and follow on Rumble. Definitely, Rumble's monetizing for day one. And then I take the pre-recorded version and I stream it live on 3 Twitter accounts, which is usually Twitter at Promo Palace LLC, Twitter at Paul P Podcast, and Twitter at Paul W Pickett. Sometimes it's Twitter at Indie Castle and Twitter at Urban Obsessions. That's ERBINUBSESSIONS. Urban Obsessions. Also, the audio version of my podcast goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, and much, much more. I really only got one topic of the day. Elon Musk buys 9% of Twitter and now is majority shareholder. I remember my boy was telling me one day, he was trying to say that Putin was the world's richest man. I tried telling him it was Elon Musk. And then he said Jeff Bezos had more money than him. I tried telling him it was Elon Musk. Elon Musk paid more taxes in 1 year in America than anybody in their damn lifetime. This could be a big deal. This could be a game changer. Because we do know Twitter has been at the forefront of censorship. They censored and blocked off the president, which is how the hell you can kick a president off a platform is really kind of bogus to me. It just goes to show you that we don't have no respect for no positions of power no more whatsoever. And, not that anybody ever really totally respected presidents, but I don't remember a day where people were just everybody was just, openly criticizing presidents and calling them all types of names and whatnot. We're definitely in a different world, a different atmosphere. I hope that Elon Musk is going to step in and stop this censorship thing with Twitter. I don't even really use Twitter at all. We don't even run Twitter ads no more because Twitter's pretty much turned into crap. They just censoring, blocking too much stuff, not letting certain views get through. You know, like I know Twitter says we're not beholden to the freedom of speech amendment, but if you're an American, if you're an American company, I think you should be held to it. You should uh, be upholded to having to follow amendments and stuff like that. You know, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know what it says for Twitter. I honestly like. I know Twitter employees were upset. There's some Twitter employees upset. Talking about a transphobe just bought most, is now the majority share owner. Well, that's completely false. Like Elon Musk never came out and said anything that would suggest that he was transphobic. And that's another thing. Just because people don't accept trans people or we don't agree with trans people doesn't mean we're transphobic. I ain't afraid of no man or woman on this earth. I've been hit by a car, and I'm gonna tell you right now, no man or woman can hit me harder than a car hit me. So none of y'all put any freaking fear in my heart. So y'all need to stop with all this phobia bullshit. Y'all just think just because somebody doesn't agree with you or accept your lifestyle or the way you want to live doesn't mean they have a phobia. There's a lot of things I don't accept in my life. There's a lot of things I don't agree with, you know? And just because I don't agree with them or accept them doesn't mean I'm afraid of them. I'm more afraid of lions and tigers and bears, oh my, than I am any man or woman on the face of this earth. So, I just hope his influence weighs in here. And that's the thing. I already said any business taking a political stance is the dumbest thing a business can do. Because as soon as you take a political stance, you're alienating probably half of your fan base. The NBA's done it, NFL's done it. Actually, NFL ain't done it as much because they frowned upon Colin Kaepernick kneeling. But the NBA definitely alienated half of their fan base. Any of these businesses that take this woke mob agenda, this woke agendas, Disney, all types of businesses are alienated half of the consumer fan base. I know when Netflix put out that documentary where Colin Kaepernick was comparing the NFL to slavery, which is really hypocritical because he's begging to get back in the NFL. So you're begging to get back to slavery. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's such a hypocritical stance, But yeah, I canceled my Netflix when I saw that. You know what I'm saying? And I know like Hulu and probably some other places took some woke stances, but I would never none of my businesses never ever take a political stance. First of all, I would have to say my views are more conservative because I watched a black conservative perspective. I think his name is Greg Foreman. I watch him all the time, and I agree with pretty much almost everything he says. But I've never voted Republican in my life. I've voted Democrat one time in my life. I'm not Republican nor am I Democrat. I like to say I'm in the middle. But I probably would have to say my views are conservative because they align with a lot of conservative podcasters and speakers, and they definitely don't align with this far left radical agenda. Like the only person like on the left that I really, really agree with is like Bill Maher. Bill Maher is like the only one I really agree with. And the only thing I agree with Biden on, which I meant to bring this up before, is that we haven't sent troops over there to Ukraine. Like a lot of these countries need to learn how to defend themselves. We can't always have to go and butt our nose into it and send troops over there all the time. Because then as soon as we do that, now we're totally, totally involved. Now we're like, our hands are just as dirty and bloody as everybody else. We got to stop being the sheriff of Nottingham and trying to be the sheriff of the world, We really, really do, man. So that's the only thing I agree with Biden on. Everything else, nah. He's doing a terrible job. Terrible, terrible job. And I partially blame him for the Ukraine-Russia war, happening probably as fast as it did because he's over there, constantly running his mouth talking about Putin's going to attack, Putin's going to attack, Putin's going to attack. And even Zelensky, the Ukraine president's like, yo, shut the fuck up. You're scaring my people, man. Just damn, shut the fuck up. So, yeah, this Elon Musk thing is very interesting. Like, it's interesting to know why did he buy into Twitter. He put his poll out basically asking people, because he's got 80 million followers? I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's how crazy the internet is nowadays. That you got 80 million followers, man. In a non-internet world, I don't think nobody ever had 80 million followers like that except maybe Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is like the only person probably had 80 million followers in a non-internet world. So internet world, man, Elon Musk got 80 million followers. Mr. Beast got 200 million with his counts combined. It ain't but 23, 24, 25 years old. It's crazy. Yeah, they got such an influence. I mean, even if 10% of those people react, that's 8 million people reacting to a post. It's a lot of people. That's more people that view CNN, Fox, and MSNCB. Who cares what their name is? It's more than them combined, man. And that's why mainstream media is so upset because independent YouTubers and podcasters and vloggers got a way bigger following. And why? Let's think about it. Why do they got a way bigger following? Because they're not always so biased. Podcasters and YouTubers and vloggers aren't always so biased. They're more open to discussion and more open to you changing their mind. That's the problem with politics nowadays. You can't change most of these. You get to the far right radicals and the far left radicals, you can't say nothing and do nothing to change their minds. They have their minds made up and they're living in a fairy tale, made up, believe, bogus, imaginary bullshit worlds where half of the shit they're spewing is not really reality, doesn't exist. Like a couple things that'll never fly in my book, like non-binary will never, ever exist in my book. It would never exist in my world, in my reality. Screw my truth. It ain't about my truth. It's about reality. You're one or the other. You're man or you're either woman. If not, then you're it. You're it. I'm not calling you non-binary. I'm calling you it. If you want to call yourself not man, I mean, even a transgender selects male or female. And even that, I will never accept that a man can become a woman or a woman can become a man unless a biological woman can grow a penis and impregnate another woman, and a biological man can get pregnant and breastfeed and have and give birth. Until that happens, that would never be accepted, and I would never accept anybody telling me I gotta call them or they. You don't get to force me to have to speak improper etiquette just to make you feel better. And if you're so sensitive and if you're that sensitive, then don't come out the house. If you're too worried about your feelings of a complete stranger not calling you the proper pronoun, like there's so many damn pronouns. How the hell is anybody supposed to know what a complete stranger's pronoun is? And why the hell do I care? I don't even know a complete stranger's first or last name when I meet them, and I'm supposed to know their pronouns? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That shit will never fly in my world. This them or they for one person, this non-binary, and I mean, if you want, it's, and that's another thing. Transgenders will open up the floodgates to where now people can say a white person can identify with being black, even though a lot of people say I've probably identified with that most of my life because I've dated a lot of black women. I I'm a rapper, a hip hop artist. I promote hip hop music. All my friends are pretty much black. I mean, but I don't. That's not what I've identified with my life. Even though there's a lot of people would say I do, but I identify as white. Identify as a white hip hop artist, and who loves hip hop music, who's physically attracted to black women. Of course, I'm attracted to all colors of women: white, black, Asian, Hispanic, Arabic. It doesn't matter to me. It's all pink inside. So yeah, man, this Elon Musk thing is very interesting. Because social media censorship is really a double standard and hypocrisy. Because for the most part, they're only censoring conservative views, Republican views. And this idea that you're going to censor somebody just because they don't agree with you, and another thing, when people talk about misinformation, every freaking opinion on the planet, if it's not fact, if your opinion is not fact, could be classified as misinformation. I repeat, every opinion on this planet that is not facts can be classified as misinformation. So any podcaster, any YouTuber, any news person giving an opinion, if it's not facts, can be classified as misinformation. And I was talking to my neighbor the other day. They was talking about there can be 5 different truths to one thing. I don't believe that. I disagree with that totally. If we've solely discovered the facts and laid down the facts, there's only one truth along the way to the facts. One truth. This idea that 5 different truths lead to the facts. No. That 5 different people, when they be like his truth, her truth, him truth. No, I don't care about that. I care about the truth. What's the truth? I don't care about my truth, his truth, or her truth. If my truth isn't the truth, my truth doesn't matter. So I'm gonna continue to say what I feel. I'm a musician. I've always said what I feel in my music. That's what I've always done. Paul Masson, aka Mr. Say What I Feel. That's my AKA name. Mr. Say What I Feel, man. And I've always gone off of common sense, common knowledge. And if common sense tells me that this isn't true or this isn't reality, then you can't force me to agree with it just to make you feel better. I will always choose facts over somebody's feelings. I'm never going to lie just to make you feel better. You don't get to make me lie and be a dishonest person to make you feel better. You don't get to make me speak with improper English etiquette and sound like I'm illiterate just to make you feel better. You don't get to dictate that. You don't. And I'm single and self-employed. The only body dictating my life is yours truly, the one and only Paul Pickett. Yep. Let me see if we got any NBA news I can pull up or NFL news. Oh, you know what? Before we go, I was trying to avoid it. First things first, I want to say congratulations to the Kansas Jayhawks for winning their second national championship under Bill Self. I'm all in silence for a second, man. I'm a little still trying to take it in. I want to say that I'm proud of my North Carolina Tarheels. I'm so proud of them. An 8 seed in a national championship against the number one seed, and had like a 16-point lead, and we blew it. I'm so proud of Hubert Davis, so proud of the Tar Heels players. We definitely probably shouldn't have been an 8 seed. We probably should have been higher. That was probably a little disrespectful. We're the number 2 team in the ACC. That was very disrespectful on the whoever, you know, did the tournament rankings. They totally got it wrong. Yeah, I'm proud. I'm proud. I'm proud of my Tar Heels, man. So proud of them. Wish we'd have won that championship. I got a birthday, my 3 days of my birthday, 43rd birthday. Wish they would have brought me home a national championship to Tobacco Road, North Carolina, UNC Chapel Hill. But I'm so proud of them, man. We were 8th seed. We were in the national championship. I just think I'm just glad that we beat Duke. If we would have lost to Duke, then I've been probably way more upset. But the fact that we beat Duke to get to the national championship, I'm so proud of my boys. Interested to see who, if anybody leaves early this year. We're going to lose Brady Manick and Leaky Black. Going to be very hard to replace. Very hard to replace. But I trust Hubert Davis. I like that he came in and did things his own way, not necessarily the traditional Carolina way. If Caleb Love leaves or RJ Davis leaves, I wouldn't be so upset. They balled out, did their thing. We got a really I said it when we played Duke, we clearly had a better backcourt than them. Clearly had a better team. They had the best overall player in Paolo Banchero, but our starting 5 was clearly better. We only played 6 deep. Clearly better. I saw that 2 minutes into the game when we played Duke in the Final Four. Like, we were clearly the better team. And yeah, congratulations to Kansas. Congratulations to my Tar Heels. They get into the national championship. Hubert Davis's first year, and it eases any tensions or any nervousness that I think anybody had of the carryover from Roy Williams to Hubert Davis, man. So proud, man. I mean, I couldn't be prouder of my Carolina Tar Heels, man. First year with a new coach. Clearly, like, we don't have a clear cut lottery pick on our team when a lot of these other teams do. So there's that, man. There's that. And let me see if there was any NBA news or NFL news I could pull up. I don't see nothing really. Jokic and Embiid both score 40 plus. Jokic and Embiid and Giannis definitely is between them 3 for that MVP. And I like to see Embiid get it, man. I really would like to see Embiid get it. This might be his best year to get it. Jokic got it last year. Lonzo Ball out for the rest of the season, but he'll be there. Hopefully, I don't know. Let's see if he's going to be in the playoffs. So what do we got going on here? All right, so is he gonna be? Oh man, they're saying he's out. He's out totally. So basically, I don't give the Bulls any chance in the playoffs without Lonzo Ball. And this has got to suck for him. I mean, it really does. And it looks like the Dizzle brand Instagram is blowing up right now. Dizzle brand Instagram is blowing up, definitely. Yeah, so doesn't look good for the Bulls. They're gonna just have to kind of bring it back next year. And let's see. Stephon Diggs and the Bills agreed to a $96 million extension through 2027. So that's a 5-year, $96 million extension. That's almost $20 million a year. I mean, he's set for life. He deserves it, Stephon Diggs. And that's the thing, though. Like, the Vikings got rid of him because they didn't want to pay him, but they were able to replace him with Justin Jefferson, who's actually put up more receiving yards, if I'm not mistaken, than Stephon Diggs the last 2 years, or at least last year. So wide receivers are so easy to replace when people don't want to pay. You just see Green Bay got rid of Devontae Adams, and then Tyreek Hill went right after. And Vikings definitely got rid of Stephon Diggs for the same reason, because they didn't want to pay him, because I guess they knew they could just receivers. You could always replace receivers. Always replace receivers. You really can. Yep. All right, so no more big news for sports. Of course, the only topic today was the Elon Musk and Twitter, and which is just it's so interesting, because I definitely know that he's not gonna. He's probably gonna step in and try to get them. Like, that's not only just stop censoring, make more money. And that's the thing. They want to make more money. They need to stop censoring. That's like these social media platforms. For like example, Rumble is only getting bigger and bigger because of YouTube censoring and censoring. The more YouTube censors and demonetizes these big podcasters and YouTubers that got a crazy following, they're just going to take their following over Rumble and say, screw YouTube. YouTube in the long run could just end up screwing themselves over. Facebook, Twitter, all these places that want to, that's why Getter is coming up quicker. Like a lot of these places come up quicker because they're basically saying, hey, we're not going to censor you over here. So if you're being censored over there, screw them. Come over here. And all it takes is like one big person like a Joe Rogan, to say, hey, sign up to Getter. And what they do, 1 million signups like that. Because that's how influence works. If YouTube was to try to shut down like Mr. Beast and demonetize him, he could just go over. Rumble will probably offer Mr. Beast $300, $400, $500 million more than Joe Rogan, because Mr. Beast is bigger than Joe Rogan. That's the thing. Joe Rogan is the biggest podcaster. Mr. Beast is the biggest YouTuber. There's a difference. Like you got Charlie D'Amelio's like the biggest TikToker on the planet. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, man. I might start messing with Twitter more. I'm thinking with Elon Musk on there, I definitely wish I would have had some Twitter stocks before he did this and then cashed out on them. But definitely might start messing with Twitter more, because Elon Musk over there is everything he touches turns to gold, man. I think he's going to try to get them right, try to tell them, like, look, y'all need to stop with the censoring. And the big question is with Elon Musk buying 9% of Twitter and now being on the board of directors and majority shareholder. And when the majority shareholder calls the CEO, he's going to pick up the phone. A lot of big question is are they going to allow Trump to come back to Twitter? Are they going to allow Trump back on Twitter? Because Trump was the king of Twitter. And that's another thing. Why would you kick off the king of Twitter? The guy that just gets you crazy, crazy, crazy traffic. I would never kick off the number one guy on my platform. And that's why TikTok is so amazing, because TikTok has these hype houses and they build relationships with their top influencers. And their top influencers making crazy amount of dollars and it doesn't seem like they're censoring them for political views. And I could be wrong. TikTok is probably TikTok is doing some censoring. They're probably, but I think it's more censoring based off of transgender and pronoun stuff like that, because they're buying into that. Because TikTok definitely has all the sensitive people on the planet. They're all on TikTok. And I agree with Shannon Sharp. If you're a sensitive ass person, don't go to a comedy show. Stay your ass home. Don't take your sensitive ass to no comedy show. You ain't got no business at no comedy show, because comedy shows are not for sensitive ass people. And if you're going to sit in the front stage of a comedy show or where a comedian is speaking, you best believe you're going to get roasted. And if you didn't know that, you're a complete idiot and a moron, a.k.a. via Allah Will Smith. You're a moron. You're a jackass. And even his wife is putting him under a bus. She coming out saying she didn't wish she wouldn't have did that. And I definitely love what Tony Rock said about it. Love what Tony Rock said about it. And Tony Rock did that show in Raleigh, North Carolina, where that video went viral as well. Damn, boy, what? The Instagram is blowing up for the Dizzle brand today. So definitely follow them on Instagram, the Dizzle brand. And matter of fact, we're going to go ahead and plug in a couple of our commercials right now for our sponsors.
That Dizzle ain't no joke, got me addicted, ain't no coke. Let's just have a toast. Anybody want some smoke? Cause it's up, I be dizzled up. Catch me sipping with my double cup. Can't just have one, you gotta double up. You pour it, gotta watch it bubble up. I ain't gon' lie, I cannot get enough. When Callie said I need another one, gon' have you coming back for more. But go get it while it's hot, before it be sold out in your stores. That Dizzle.
Check them out, dizzlebrand.com.
Are you a musician looking for music marketing and promotion? Then look no further than Promo Palace LLC, your one-stop shop for all music promotion services. Services include Spotify playlist pitching, YouTube video promotion, record pool promotion, blog placements, radio airplay promotion, SoundCloud promotion, and much more. With over 2,000 customers and over 10 years of experience in online promotion, Promo Palace LLC is a company you can trust. For more info, please go to promopalace.biz. See you there.
And of course, I own Promo Palace LLC at promopalace.biz. So check us out. Get market promotions at promopalace.biz. And of course, do you Dizzle? Yes, I Dizzle. Check them out, dizzlebrand.com. Don't forget the video version of my podcast goes to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram TV, Rumble. You see it, follow on Rumble. Follow me on Rumble. Videos already monetized on there, unlike YouTube, which requires 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. Also, don't forget the audio version of my podcast goes to Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, Podchaser, Podcast Addict, and much, much more. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Once again, I'm the one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast. Peace, and I'm out.